Cleveland, this is for you. I'm just kidding. But all kidding aside, what's going on, road tripping fans? What's going on, Cavs fans? One of the things I just want to say is thank you from the old man on the team. I've been the oldest guy on my team the last 3 out of the last 4 years or 4 out of the last 5 years. I think Dirk kind of interrupted me being the old man when I was in Dallas. But I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Everything that you guys have done, all the support that have been given, all the love that I've seen as I'm on my way out onto the next step of my NBA journey. Man, it's been a heck of a run. You know, the championship, obviously, that was everything. You know, the parade was a dream. It was hot as heck. You know, all the people that remember coming out there, and it was the biggest parade you'll ever see for a small city. And these are memories that will be ingrained in my head forever. Griff, I just want to say thank you. I know you're not here, but thank you for bringing me in and believing in an old guy can help contribute. Dan Gilbert, thank you again for the opportunity to play for the Cavs. But man, it's been crazy. You know, my family loves it here. I have a son that was born here in Cleveland. So he is, again, just another connection that I will always have to Cleveland. And for the rest of his life, people are like, where you were born? I was born in Cleveland. Cleveland? Yes. I was born right after they won a championship. And, my wife for supporting me through all of these random cities that we go in. And, it's been such a great time. And, this podcast, Little Kev, me and Channing arguing and fighting on Snapchat. I don't know how we came up with Little Kev. I don't know how it became a big deal. I don't have any social media. I don't know how you guys have all embraced me and Channing on Snapchat as much as we have. Shout out Mr. CTF on Snap. But again, this message is really just a thank you. I haven't spoken to any media, mainly because I want to give you guys, so you can hear from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate all the love on Instagram, all the love on Road Tripping Podcast, Twitter, on everything. Like, you guys are just showing so much love, and all, the messages that Kevin and Channing wrote on social media, they do mean a lot. And for the podcast crew, Rafa, Allie, you guys do so much. I remember I had the idea for a podcast, and I went to Allie, and I was like, Allie, will you help? And Allie's like, sure, I'll help. And we asked a couple of people. We couldn't, and everybody was like, well, we don't know much about podcasts. And then we went to Rafa. I was like, Rafa, will you help with a podcast? He's like, yeah, it's easy. Rafa, you were lying. Rafa, this is so hard. I don't think the fans understand how many hours and phone calls and text messages and emails go into giving you fans something that we really believe is special and awesome, and it allows us to connect with you guys on another level. The success of road tripping is all because of them, Rafa and Allie, and how hard they work. Channing has nothing to do with it. I wish you guys knew how little Channing cares, and it still drives me nuts and bothers me. But Channing, my guy, we grew up together, man. We grew up as kids. We've known each other. I recruited you to Arizona. I was there the day you got drafted. I threw your draft party. We've been by each other's sides, even when you were almost retired with your heart condition, and, just every success, that you've had and I've had, we've been by each other's side. So, I truly, thank you. And these 2 years at the end of my career with you have been a tremendous amount of fun. And I just, as much as we give each other shit, as much as we go back and forth, I couldn't have picked a way to spend, a better way to spend these last couple of years and winning a championship. But, you're still a lazy, freeloading, annoying clown, and you're going to have to start working a little bit harder. But I still love you. And to all the fans out there, Channing went through so much last year, and the Road Tripping Podcast really, and everyone, kind of supported him through that, because everyone knows people that go through stuff. But, even to Channing's credit, he had a daughter that was born with a condition. lost both of his parents, and the guy still showed up every day and made our locker room a fun place to be. And he sent a text message to all the guys, was like, hey guys, when I get back, I don't want all these hugs and I'm okay. Let's just be ourselves, right? Because he just, it was his escape. And I think the podcast did that also. But, just everything that you guys have done and supported this crew and the road tripping and we have no idea. Like, we always joke about our dozens of listeners, but we know that there's more out there because you guys do enjoy it. But we've mainly done this for you. We've done this for the fans. We've put in a lot of work to make sure that you guys get something that's so cool and fun and things that we enjoy. And, again, it wouldn't be anything without Rafa and Ali, but it also wouldn't be anything without our teammates. All of our teammates have embraced it, have thought about coming on and joked with us and drank wine with us. And without them embracing me and Channing and this idea, it wouldn't be anything. So thank you to all of my teammates for the last year. I'm excited about whatever the future holds. I look forward to seeing a bunch of you clowns at our 10-year championship reunion. But until then, I'm out, and go Nuggets.
Cheers. Cheers to all of you as well as we start another edition of Road Tripping, episode 51 here at Homage, a partner of ours, one of the best companies when it comes to swag. Yesterday released were some logo tees of Road Trippin', of course, Channing's favorite line. He's just here for the
free shit.
Stuff. And so, of course,
now it's stuff. There's kids.
The NBA Jam t-shirts as well. But, of course, you heard him. Channing is here. Richard is here. And our guests joining us here for the very first time on Road Trippin'. Isiah Thomas.
Yeah, we are here.
And Jay Crowder.
Hey, Jay. Welcome, guys.
Shout out if you're listening. You hear all the fans inside as well. Richard, what was it that you said about Road Tripping and how Jay and Isiah would not?
Oh, they weren't going to expect this when they rolled up. But again, this is the first time we've ever done this. This was something that was planned like months ago, well before I became an Atlanta Hawk. This was something that was planned.
Who was surprised?
There is something that this was planned a long time ago. But I joke with people, man, all the time, and like, the new guys, when you come to Cleveland or when you get on this team, people aren't, we can't wait for a sideline hit. No, they're not, we can't. There's like, we can't wait to hear these guys on Road Tripping. So that's why everybody's out here to, support the team and support you guys. And even though I am, for the next 24 hours, a Hawk, I still mess with my guys. So,
Richard, let's just clear the air. Let's just get it out there.
What?
When did you have an idea? Did you?
Oh, I knew. I literally knew the day D Wade came here. So for everybody that's in shock, literally the day they came, and so obviously we've been doing this a long time, and it's all of a sudden it's like D Wade clears waivers, he's available. Obviously, everyone knows his relationship with Bron, and all of a sudden, my agent was like, "This seems weird." And so he contacted them, and they said, "Hey, look, we're trying to do some things. We're doing this. Basically, it's team talk for saying hey, we'd like to keep Richard, but if it doesn't work out, then obviously we might have to make some changes." So I've known for weeks. So it wasn't a surprise to me, but it was a surprise to a bunch of my teammates. I told J.R. Smith on the bench, and he thought I was kidding with him, which I don't understand why anybody would think I ever joke. Come on, man. So,
Isiah, is this
jokester?
Is this your first time being around Richard and Channing?
Yeah. I don't know if it's his first time. It's mine.
Oh yeah,
both of these guys.
I was with him as a young guy in this league, so I know all about him.
Oh, you say that in a bad way.
On a good way.
Oh, okay, good. Jeez. I had Jay. When he was in his beginning of his career in Dallas, and then obviously IT grew up watching me as a fan of the Arizona Wildcats when he was at the University of Washington.
I did. That's facts. That's true.
So,
what'd you say, Channing?
Huh?
You're watching
I said he watched all those L's.
Watch all what else?
When I played, we didn't lose.
I don't remember that.
Wait, did you guys play against each other?
No. No.
He's way older.
And I wouldn't say way older. I mean, a bit.
How much older?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh, dang, yeah. 6 years.
Wow.
6 years.
So we joke about this. You were still Pac-10, right?
Yeah, I was Pac-10.
Yeah.
I was good.
No,
I was the last year of Pac-10.
Last year of
so
Pac-10.
you're good,
Oh,
you're
okay.
good.
So we joke about this, but like, you know, it kind of, I felt like I was wondering why IT was so standoffish, and then I realized like I almost ruined his childhood, like the beatings we used to put on UW when we used to come to Seattle, and yeah, and so
Richard, he was just a baby when you were playing basketball.
but
Exactly.
yeah.
That's all I knew.
But he was still the same
ball
height.
head guy. He was ball head.
I was ball head.
He was still ball headed.
I was still ball headed.
Yeah.
I try to tell people I look the same, maybe a little bit fatter. But that's it, man. So no, but man, I'm glad you guys. I want to say I appreciate you guys coming. It's an off day, so we don't get many off days, especially before the season. So we're not going to keep you guys here too long. But I think you guys are really in for something special this year with the team and the group of guys. Part of the reason why there's so much love for just the Cavs is, you know, what's been accomplished the last few years for everybody. It's not like, you know, there's a lot of love for me, you know, obviously, you know, our stars and stuff, but down the line, like the team and the city just, you know, gets a ton of support. So, no, man, you guys, it's going to be fun, man. Yeah. It's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy watching it.
What has been both of yours first impression of Cleveland since settling in a bit?
I mean, honestly, before I got here, when we used to play the Cavs, I didn't leave that hotel. So
now you shouldn't leave that hotel.
Exactly. I didn't know anything about Cleveland. I didn't think it was going to be that good of a city. But when I got here and then my family got in town, it was like everybody was welcoming me with open arms. The city is definitely more than I expected. And then even being around the guys, man, it's like I've never been around a group of guys that has this much fun. And we only been here like a month. Yeah. So it's an amazing opportunity for myself to be able to play on this team in such a great city with great fans, and I'm excited about the opportunity.
You never left the Ritz-Carlton?
No.
You went to Ruth Chris? Did you go to the movie theater?
No, I went to Morton's. I got mine to go. I went back to my room. So.
Hey, I got brave. I ventured down to the movie theater once or twice. I had to go back to the food court.
You didn't go buy any hats down in the little
Nah, homie. Stay right to the right. That escalator went to the movies. Get right on back.
They don't like. This was a city. I think Utah was a city where until I played there, I don't think I ever left the hotel. Yeah. I never left. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get in, you play one night, you get your little room service, and that's it. And every team stays in the exact same hotel.
Yeah, we played them in the playoff series. And still didn't leave.
Oh, that's tough.
That's
real tough.
Just never left.
That's a credit to the fans because
we were walking around Boston.
Yeah, we walked around Boston.
I'm just kidding. No, not like that.
Yes, we did. We did. We walked around Boston like that. We
all walk around anywhere.
We've
been here a month. Y'all go anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know me.
When you're like Channing and you're the best player in the world. You know, Isiah.
Oh, man.
You're excited to come.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I could not help myself.
I see that.
Yeah.
All right. I was like, hi, this is Channing.
Hi, this is Channing.
Photobombed your Instagram thing.
So people that don't know, there was a quote that IT had, and it said, I can't wait to play with the best player in the world, referring to LeBron. And the comment section underneath, Channing goes, can't wait to play with you too, fam. It's just like, dude.
The best. The ultimate troll.
You don't have many funny jokes.
Oh, listen, we all agreed I'm batting at least 3,300.
3,300?
No, 33.
Wait, 3,300? Like,
dang, that's
3,300?
Ever
in history. Like, what are you batting?
A lot. I'm batting pretty good.
You're batting pretty good?
Yeah. A lot of hits.
A lot of singles.
A lot of singles.
Not a lot of triples.
Nah. Let me ask a question.
You ask whatever the hell
Let me ask a question. Here's what people want to know. Jay, you and IT are underdogs in the sense of, like, what were you drafted?
32nd.
Okay. IT, where were you drafted?
The last.
Okay, the last. So at what point, because somebody was saying, well, how did you get to where you're at? But at what point did you say, you know what, I could do this, I belong here, screw everything else, and this is what I'm going to do every day, and now look at you guys, like, been to the Eastern Conference Finals. You're the best team in the league. You're playing with myself, myself, and like to be the guys that you are today and be respected and stuff like that.
What really helped me when I first came into the league was I played with older guys. When I came into Dallas Mavericks, it was all older players. Like I said, I played with Richard. I played with Elton Brand, Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki. Those guys really taught me the ropes of the league, and I listened to them every day, and they really helped me mold me into the player I am today. And one thing that I got from that is I tried to figure out how can I get on the court with these guys. And the one thing I knew I could get on the court with is playing defense.
Damn right.
And
no, I'm serious. If you play defense, you get a chance.
And I wanted to be on the court as a rookie, and that's the only way I could is playing defense and guarding the best player on the opposing team.
That's how you got on the court too, IT, right? With your defense.
I didn't hear none of that.
Score my opponent.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Exactly.
Make sure that plus minus is nice.
Yeah. I used to be that way too. And then I used to get on the court with defense, right? And then somebody showed me what the leading scorer in the league made in the league versus what the best defender made in the league. And I was like, maybe I should change my focus. Maybe I should score a few more points while I'm out there playing defense. And then you realize, okay, first and fourth quarters, defense is really important. And then the rest of the time.
Really, though?
Really, though. Yes, really.
Yeah.
You don't want – am I lying?
No.
Sort of, kind of. I mean, I don't think you guarded the best player on the team all the time, did you?
No, not all the time, but
exactly. That's my challenge every night.
Yeah, but
So it's a little different. It's a little different.
Not anymore.
okay. How old are you? Wait,
Not anymore. You got him first and third, and then fourth. Switcherooski.
how old are you, Jay?
How old am I?
Yeah.
27.
Yes, when I was 27, I was doing that because I played with Vince. And Vince wasn't guarding the best player on the other side. But it was like me, Jay Kidd. We had other guys and stuff. So when I was younger, as the old guy, no. But still, at some point in time, I was guarding Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals. So that was a lot of fun. That was a joy.
How'd that work out?
Yeah, can we talk about some shit real quick? Excuse my language. I know there's parents and kids here. I'm sorry. It's just really casual. But Draymond, did y'all see what that clown said?
What did he say?
So Draymond goes, wow, everybody, yeah. You guys, okay, so I know that there's a Celtic, Cavs kind of like little thing going on, but you've entered Warriors Cavaliers world, right? So that's really – so no, Draymond was talking trash. Because I said something about how the series was a little bit closer, and he came out and he said, oh, they didn't have an effing chance, blah, blah, blah. I'm pissed off that they even got one game. And then I was like, hey, look, they're the champs. They deserve to say that, regardless of him being in a full supporting role. Dang, Doug. No. And then I remembered. We scored 86 points and a half against them.
Yeah.
Right? Like if Bron makes his free throws, we have a 50-point first quarter. You don't people do that to you, right?
Yeah,
like that's not just like, oh, we was just chilling, we was this. It's like, no, we came out, took it to them. Like, look, you don't give up 86 points and a half and say, I can't believe we let them get one game. Yeah. Like, man, we took a game.
That's crazy he said that.
Oh, no, he's going to say far worse stuff.
Bulletin board. That's bulletin board quotes.
He's going to say far
worse. Do you guys feed into talk like that?
I like talking.
You like to talk?
Yeah, I like talking shit. I like them talking back. That's just I grew up looking at Gary Payton, you know, the king of talking mess. So I'm built for that.
Well, you're gonna get a lot.
Do you start
That's
it?
fine.
Yeah, he does. Sometimes.
Not
all the time.
Because we battle, man. Yeah. We always be the ones always talking to each other in practice. But for the most part, not to talk for himself, but we were the guys that started stuff and finished it. So we like doing that. We like to talk.
Just a bit
that Draymond Green stuff. We cool.
Yeah. We cool with that.
Yeah, added motivation, you know.
That's
a bit
good.
of get
At the end of the day, it's just guys competing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Channing likes to talk trash, too. Don't you, Channing?
Oh, man. Sometimes. Playoffs, I do.
You almost had a bang out last night.
Nah. It's too early for
what
that.
Happened?
Did you remember
when he had
Were you on the floor with him?
Listen, you saw it.
And then the drop off the dare. Like, come on.
13 years. Listen.
Oh, you was up there. You was up there.
Oh, I was
you come to the bench like, was I up there?
Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes you got to mix it up. People going to think, damn, Channing's up there like a young, like a veteran Boris Diaw up there. Look, it's just a diamond.
Veteran Boris Diaw.
Wait, I was passing a mess out of that thing.
Those are words that you never want to hear from somebody is a veteran Boris Diaw.
Listen.
Isn't he a champ?
Boris?
He is a
lot of
champ.
champ.
Boris
Isn't
is
he a
definitely
two-time
a champ.
champ?
Yeah.
Nah, one time. They
he
lost
one
in the
time?
finals. They lost in the
yeah.
finals. Remember, Ray Allen hit that shot. Then the next year they went back and kind of smoked them. A little revenge year.
No, but listen, yesterday was not like your usual Channing. I've been practicing certain things. I'm like, okay,
What
I'm
have you
just
been
go ahead and
practicing?
doing that. Not shooting threes right now.
Not shooting threes.
They switch everything. So I'm like, okay, let me do something that we practice. So cuts, passing, try and get on the glass. You know, I was eating the glass.
Yeah,
Like I was a magician. I don't know if y'all know this,
you
but I was kind of hype, huh?
You was.
Ooh, did I? I don't
10?
remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, right.
That's like a board
Channing
every
had a double-double.
2.1 minutes. No, I didn't get touches like that, though. No, I was out there like Vlade Divac, just boards and assists.
That's who you're going to compare yourself to.
Like Arvidas Sabonis.
So you guys had no idea that the stuff, I'm sorry, there's kids here, that he says is just absurd.
I knew.
You knew me. You knew the stuff I said is
I
absurd.
didn't know Channing though.
Oh, yeah, and it's bad.
I'm worse than him.
I
Yeah,
feel like
far worse.
I feel like
Yeah.
Clevelanders really understand that and have got to know that about these two. But what I've been told is that you two are just as funny.
Jay is very funny.
Jay?
No?
I have my times.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
They're
all
like
about time.
every day.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
day.
Every day, all
All day,
day,
every
funny.
day.
I have my times when I'm like, all right, I'm funny.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I don't think people fully understand is how much we engage people.
Oh.
Like, we'll just start conversations.
Don't.
So I was sitting on the bench, right? And last night, I already told Allie this story. Well, you were in the locker room when I said it, right? So we're sitting there. I'm sitting on the bench, and here's Zagonia, right? I look over, like, he scores, and so I'm just talking trash. And so I look over to Jeff Green, and I'm like, damn, Jeff, he's busting y'all ass. And he goes, man, I'm not even in the game right now. And I'm like, shit, I'm not even on the team right now.
That was funny.
So we were dying.
Oh.
And it's like, this awkward humor where people are like, Allie told me about this little boy, and it was like, so what's going to happen? Like, tell it, what
Yeah.
happened?
So at halftime, obviously Richard had been out on the floor, so he goes back or whatnot, and the guy, the young kid, calls me over, and he was like, Allie, what's going to happen with road tripping? And I was like, oh, we'll continue, no big deal. And he was like, but Richard's gone. And I was like, yeah, like we can, Channing and I we can keep the ship going.
Can we?
And he goes,
Yeah.
does
that's
Richard
so
know
much
that he's
pressure.
gone? And I was like, yeah. He goes, but why is he smiling?
I'm like, man, I said this on a podcast. It's like, look, man, like, we had a hell of a run, man. There's no animosity. Like, my situation is far different than what IT went through and what you guys did. Like, I'm towards the end of my career, and I tell people, I think I said in the locker room to him, I was like, look, when your grandmother dies at 95 years old, right? You don't say, oh, she's gone way too soon. She's gone way too soon. No, you're like, hey, she had a hell of a run, right? She had a hell of a run. Good for her.
I don't believe you
if I get
repeated that
95
joke.
What am I like,
Yeah, he said that
I
last
did
time.
say it. I
that
said, I was
for
like,
sure,
look, if
man.
your grandmother gets 95 years in, you're like, man, she had a great run. I hope to get 95, man. Don't look at my situation with like, enjoy the moments. We enjoyed the time. Like, I talk about it all the time, how fortunate I was to like play with one of my brothers. Like, Channing's been like a younger brother to me since we were kids. So like,
Or
we
like,
get
like twins. Let's just say
Yeah.
twins.
I'll
no,
say
but
twins.
like, I'm like bigger, stronger, better looking. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want to just
I'm
say
bigger and stronger. You don't even lift.
no. I don't.
You ride the bike.
I
This
don't.
guy rides the bike, gets
yeah.
stretched, and then goes out there and then does windmills. And I'm in there 2 hours ahead of time. Lift, stretch.
And I'm
Rest.
sitting here like, Jake,
Rest.
shouldn't you get some rest? And I only say that so he'll come shoot with me because I just
Right.
get tired of lifting.
He will talk me down from any workout. I'm like, I just want to get some shots up. How do your hands feel? You just come down here and shoot spots with me. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. My nails do hurt.
Channing's gonna miss you for sure.
No, I'm not.
Damn,
Dude,
Jay,
I had
Jay, you not
11
gonna
years
miss me?
without him.
I'm
I'm
saying he's gonna
cool.
miss you more than me.
More okay, yeah.
No.
Good.
for
Okay,
sure.
Listen.
I'm not gonna miss
You're
you.
lying, IT.
I'm not
We
gonna
were
miss
just getting started. You have no idea. You have no idea what we were about to get into. You have no idea the fun
This
we
is
were
gonna
about to
make
have.
room for new best friends, and I'm very excited.
Damn, you're already replacing me?
Rich,
some
I've
shit.
been thinking about this. I
Channing,
knew what was coming.
Channing, what did Richard do to us this summer?
I forgot what he did to us. Oh, he replaced us.
Oh, I did, and it was so good. What? God, the joy. Well, so we
did road
so we
tripping,
started road trip
summer edition.
Summer edition. So we started doing it in January, right? And Dude, we're so blessed, so fortunate because all the fans just kind of went crazy over it, and it was like the first time we did it. We had like 1,500 people like listen in the first month, and then like last month we had like 500,000 downloads, right? So it's like just to see the growth in it, but. Channing could care less about this podcast.
I mean, I care about it.
So he just didn't do anything during the summer.
No, it's not summer road tripping. It's just road tripping. So technically, I wasn't on the road.
Who doesn't go on a road trip during the summer? That's like part of what you do.
I didn't have the headphones.
You didn't have the headphones. IT we talked about like my trade, your like versus yours. We had Robert Ory on during the summer, and he doesn't really like Danny Ainge either. and so
IT is so ready for you to be gone.
I'm not trying to start anything. It's part of it. Like, look, I'm sitting here laughing and joking when it was like, yo, I just literally got traded from a team I won a championship with, went to 2 straight finals. And I felt like I held up my end of the bargain every time we showed up in those moments. And so here I am, looking for a new job and a new situation. And so, as much as there's some animosity there and a little bit of frustration, it doesn't compare to what you went through, right? And no, but I'm saying Robert Ory has some things. I'm gonna have to send you the clips to let you see what he said about Danny Ainge. So when you kind of expressed that frustration or annoyance or just like the way things were handled, that's no surprise.
It's not like people took it the wrong way. Like, I understand the business. I understand that we're like in position to get traded and sent to other teams and things like that. It's just how it went down. I didn't respect. As a man, I feel like if you respected me as much as you say you did, you would have at least informed me about what was going on before it happened.
Yeah.
And that's all I was talking about. I'm not tripping off the trade. Like, I got traded to the Cavs and we were gonna win a championship. Like,
talk to him.
And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be fine with that. And he sent me to a even better situation with a bigger platform. And I'm blessed to be in this position. I'm grateful and I'm excited. It's just.
I got a question for my buddy. We both know Danny Ainge, right? So come Tuesday, we're on the court. And Danny comes up, try to hug you. What do you do?
I already said what I'm doing. I'm not.
You better dap him up.
You gonna swing on him?
You're gonna dab him?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna keep it pushing.
Okay, you're gonna keep
it
pushing.
I'm gonna keep it pushing. Like, he kept pushing when he traded me.
Yeah. What is pushing?
Keep it moving. Like, walk past him like he's not even there.
There's no bad. Like, I'm not gonna disrespect him. Like, he's a man and I'm a man too. But like, I'm gonna go my way. I play for the Cavaliers, and that's what it is.
So like,
I'm so excited to have
like Kobe,
that here.
our new GM.
I just can't wait to play. Like, I know you're excited to play.
Yeah.
On Tuesday. I wish I was playing. Like, I pray every day I'm able to play on Tuesday.
IT, what is that process like for you? Like, as you actually are going through it, you called it slow grind.
Yeah, it's a slow grind, man. It's something that I've never had to sit down because of an injury. I've always been able to work out and feel like a basketball player. Like, lately, the last few weeks, I've been able to get on the court, running and doing things like that, and feeling more like I'm a part of the team. If you understand what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
I do.
But I've never been a guy that had to sit down. I've never been a guy that couldn't be out there playing, and it's new for me, and I got to understand that and be patient. But I'm working hard every day to get back on the court, and I will be back there soon, and I will be back better than ever, and I can't wait for that.
I'm not gonna lie, you can miss all the way up until February, and you'd only be halfway done with the season. So you're okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long season.
Yeah,
I know we're playing in June, so I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah.
No, one of the things like I told Kobe is. So we had a conversation yesterday. He told me about what was going on, but my agent and him had conversations from start to finish. Right, like the day D Wade got traded, my agent called him and was like, "Hey, what's going on? Where are we at? Blah blah. Like, what's the story? Either to find out if I'm on the chopping block or if I'm safe." And so he told me right away that I was a potential if they couldn't make a move happen. And that was fine, right? So my agent told me told me about the conversation. Now, fast forward, I see Kobe for the next 3 weeks, right? And at no point in time does he talk to me, right? And this is not disrespect. Like, I'm going to tell you guys what him and I talked about. So he tells me, and he was like, Richard, man, I respect everything that you've done, blah, blah. But this was in the conversation last night in Atlanta. In Orlando.
Yeah.
And he was like, Richard, I respect everything that you've done. Like, you helped us win a championship. Like, the city, everyone loves you. Like, we would love, if you ever consider getting into broadcasting, we would love to have you, blah, blah, blah. It goes this. And so, like, the last thing I said to him, I was like, look, this conversation started 3 weeks ago, right? Where it was like this. I was like, still, as a vet, as a guy that's done this as 17 years and as a professional, just come talk to me. Come like, hey, I know you're talking with my agent because that's the business side, but, and it's the same thing that you said about Danny. It's like, yo, like, let me know that something's going on. Give me a call. I'm like, hey, we don't know. And I remember Popovich, when I got traded from there to Golden State, he called me. He was like, hey, Richard, I'm just letting you know. It was the trade deadline. He was like, hey, Rich, I'm just letting you know there's a possible trade that could go through with you. If it doesn't happen, we're going to get on a plane and go to Oklahoma City in 2 hours, and you're going to be with us for the rest of this year. If it does happen, then you're going to be going to Golden State. And I was like, cool. He calls me back in an hour and says, hey, Richard, like, the trade went through. Fine. Yeah. But that was the one thing that I told Kobe is that, like, look, we had this first conversation the first day of training camp. The next conversation that me and you have man-to-man is the day that you're waiving a guy that's been here for 2.5 years. So I was like, yo, just have a conversation with him. Like, hey, Rich, like, I just want to kind of let you know where we're at in the beginning, right? And that's something that I think as GMs, as coaches, like, I don't think that they fully understand the value. And I think they get worried because if something doesn't go through, they don't want guys to be, like, scorned or pissed off or whatever. But the pissed off that happens when it does go through and you don't know,
I'm not going to lie, Scott Perry and Scott Skiles were like,
we're trying to trade your ass.
No, well, yeah, kind of. But no, they were cool. They were like, hey, Channing, we understand the situation. We're trying to put you in a good one that works for you and me, or for you and, like, the Magic. So they're like, we love what you've done here. Like, we understand we're going in a different direction. You've been great, blah, blah, blah. And then the day before, they're like, hey, here are your options, like, from us. And then we're going to do what's best for us, at the end of the day. And they were like, A, B, C, D, or ABC.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Right, but they knew I'm not, like, sensitive about that. Like, I've been traded, I've signed somewhere else, I've been on a couple teams. They know my attitude. And I think sometimes they're just worried that, like, somebody's going to haul off and punch him. Like, I don't want to get traded. But it's too late. You already talked about it. You already talked about it with 4 other people. So it's like, there's a thing where it's just like, you got to talk to somebody. As soon as you say, like, hey, look, like, we got to do what's best for us. Right? Because that's a business part of this game. That's a business part of it. Like, at the end of the day, I could be gone. You could be gone. If it's best for Cleveland, if they can get somebody better than us, they're going to come do that to win chips, right? And I would expect nothing less for the city or for this organization. So some dudes just can't take it personal. But at the same time, you got to approach the people that you are dealing with. Yeah, you can't ask them to sacrifice everything for the team and not approach them in an adult man-to-man manner and be like, hey, look, I got to do what's best for the future of this team. That might not be you right now, but I respect what you, and I'm gonna try to put you in a good situation. So,
my time getting traded when I got traded from Dallas to Boston, Cuban actually called and said, I'm trading you someplace where you actually like get on the court and contribute right away. And that was Boston. Of course, those guys were losing at the time, and
y'all were losing.
I was so thankful. I was thankful to get traded because I was
we were
frustrated.
Loaded. We were loaded in Dallas.
There was a lot of vets in front of me, and I got frustrated with the whole process. So I was thankful for that move.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We've all been traded.
You can't be in this thing too long and not get traded. That's a part of it. But it's a lot of times I had no BS. So I was in Jersey, right?
Did you just say your little saying?
So what was his little saying? Is that like a term?
I didn't say it. Here you go.
I kid you not. I kid you not. And just to let people know, right, like how bad it gets with players and GMs and teams and all this other stuff. Because, there's always the burning of the jersey, the bullshit, whatever. So I played for New Jersey for 7 years. They had never won a playoff series, right, before I got there. We won the division 4 times. We went to the finals like twice, and we went to the playoffs 6 straight years. I find out from a kid at my basketball camp that I was traded. So no kid, I'm not kidding you, no kidding. So it's a line like this. So it's the last day of the basketball camp. So on the last day of the basketball camp, you do autographs, right? So all the kids are lining up, and so like me and like some of the other guys that were there, we sign autographs, right? 7 years played with them, right? Surgeries, cortisone shots, like everything. So I'm signing autographs, right, for the kids on the last day of the camp, and it was actually the day of the draft. So this kid comes up to me. He's like, hey, I heard you just got traded to Milwaukee. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah. And then literally my phone rang like 2 or 3 minutes later. Yeah. And it was like, wait a second. After like 2 finals, after this, after that, all that stuff goes on. And that's how you find out, right? Oh, sound check. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't fully understand, like, when players get pissed off and frustrated. Like, I had a GM that I helped him. Like, he wanted to I drafted Richard, or I helped get Richard this, and he got an extension based off the things that I was doing. And I find out from a kid at my basketball camp because his dad was, like, watching the draft, and his dad was like, yo, Richard just got traded. So the kid comes and tells me, but then my phone rings, like, 5 minutes later. Like, that's how much of a disconnect there is between, like, us as players, front office, and teams. Like, it's tough, but, it's a part of the business. Yeah.
Do y'all do Q&A here?
Do you want to do Q&A?
Ooh,
I'm sure they got some stuff to ask.
Oh man,
we know that we've never done a Q&A.
I'm afraid.
You afraid? I think we should do like
they know so much. They know too much.
Anyone got questions? Raise your hand.
See,
right here.
Other than filling fellow teammates' cars with random stuff, what's your favorite prank that you've done?
My favorite prank that I've ever done, other than there's the cup trick, right? And I got it from Manu Ginobili in San Antonio, where the water cup, it's just a little Gatorade cup. But whenever like you're just kind of sitting down and you're like casually like just BSing, you turn the cup upside down, right? And so right as your teammate's you go from drinking your drink, and as soon as your teammate is about to sit down, you flip the cup down, and so they just sit on the cup. And it's stupid and it's childish, but it's how you pass time. If you really want to piss them off, keep water in the cup when they do it.
Oh,
yeah. Jay, why are you looking like that?
That's not good.
Have you ever played a prank? Have you ever played a prank or been pranked?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Are you a prankster, Jay?
This guy is. You are.
No, I'm not.
He filled the kid car up last year.
Oh, Jaylen Brown. Yeah. I got his car with all popcorn.
Really?
Because he was doing his duties.
Oh, so he was one of the top picks. Like, I'm cool.
He's a third. He was a third pick. He kept forgetting.
Popcorn?
Oh, the things was
the sunroof, coming out the sunroof.
Oh, it was coming out. We was eating it. We was eating it out the sunroof.
You were eating it out of the sunroof.
Hey, and he might not have played that game, so he was already mad because he didn't get in. And everybody knew in the locker room, like, dang, he got to go to the car. He got to the car, and he had family in town.
Oh, yeah.
Family, so they were waiting long after. I felt bad, but at the end of the day, I'm like, man, we asked you to do certain things, and he brushed it off like throughout the whole year.
We put the stink bomb in his car before.
Stink bomb. We got him.
He had to.
We got him good.
As you should.
Yeah,
As you should.
It's different, man, because back in the day, like, if you were a rookie, like, you had a lot of duties.
And
it was like, but the stupid thing about it, and that the rookies don't understand, is like, if you do these duties, if you do the things that you're supposed to, the vets will take care of you. Vets will give you cards.
Money.
Vets will give you money.
Cars,
like jewelry.
everything.
Like, vets will take care of you, like, on another level. But if you don't do it,
they got so much pride, though. They got so much pride.
Well, that's what happens when you show up at a place. Remember when we had to battle in college? Like, it wasn't that long ago when, like, a freshman year, you were just trying to get on the court. Right. Sophomore year, you were doing this, and you had to battle. Now it's like you show up as a freshman, and you're the best player on the team, and then you're an All-American because college basketball is trash.
Wow.
So trash.
Another question? Yes.
Who would their caddies be?
Who would their... Oh, you listen to the J.R. Smith podcast?
Yeah. Do you guys play golf?
Do you guys play golf?
Bit, yeah.
No.
No. So, Jay, for you, we asked JR on his podcast the other day if you could have anyone be a caddy for him, who would it be? And so the question from this gentleman is, if you had an opportunity to have anyone be your caddy, who would it be?
On the team or just in life?
Just in life.
In life.
Like, if you could
probably my little cousin. He's here right here in the back. Right there. That's my caddy right there.
Shout out. What's his name?
Shout out. Drew.
Oh, my God. You killed him trying to carry your bag.
That's my guy.
Are you good at golf, Jay?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Not really. A A little bit.
You enjoy
I don't
it?
do it enough, you know what I mean, to be really good, but I do enjoy it.
What do you do, Isiah?
Watches film.
Yeah, I do watch a lot of film. I play video games. I play video games. I just
What's your
Is it
gamer tag?
Is it just Madden or 2K?
What's your gamer tag?
Yeah, I don't play like the
Shooting games? Yeah, don't do the gamer tag. Don't, because
I'm gonna get somebody.
you get
I
somebody
messed
talking-
up.
Oh,
I messed
Mr.
up early.
IT4. That's
Mr.
my game.
IT4?
Oh my God!
No idea what you're
Yeah,
doing.
That's
yeah,
through
it's all
for
good.
that.
I be
We
on
have
2K.
a million something followers.
I bet
fool.
you
have so
do.
many people. Oh
He's like, I
Lord!
bet you do. Why are you trying to gangster like
I'm just saying, I bet you guys do.
He said gangster.
You can invite me to a game and get beat. And on to the next one.
Oh man!
Do you bring an Xbox or anything on the road?
I don't.
Oh,
He's
okay.
focused, huh?
Yeah.
Dang,
focused.
Richard.
It's just, I mean, it's too much to carry.
It's
Maybe
not too much. It's literally that's what
The
a rookie
I was
is
going to
for.
say, can you give that to
Yeah.
the rookie?
Yeah, give it to the rookie.
who's the
Oh,
rookie this year?
Jetty.
Jetty.
Jetty's going to be a
Jetty.
great rookie. I really
Oh,
He's
yeah,
good.
he'll
He's
do it
good.
too.
He's
Yeah,
good.
Or
he'll
Z?
do it.
Z's
Yeah,
a
I like
rookie,
it.
right?
Do it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Z. No,
Big-
Yeah, he's a rookie. Yeah.
Z's
yeah, but Jetty's the rookie.
Jetty is the rookie.
because he's like, and I think Z.
I think
is good.
Z is still
He'll
trying
do
to
it
figure
all.
out English.
Yeah,
to be
but
honest.
Jetty will do everything with a smile. Like
See, our rookie last year wouldn't do it. So
That's his
Exactly.
fault.
That's what
Yo,
I'm
I
saying.
asked Jetty for.
Yo,
I was like, "Yo, Jetty, we need phone chargers up in here." Man, he was like,
Oh, that was him who got the offer?
Yes.
Oh,
I said, he was
he's
like,
cut.
"Where do I get these? What kind do you want?" I said,
He got the 6 feet. He got the, yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
long ones, too.
He got
He
the
got the
long-
good ones.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
4 feet ones.
Yeah.
Look, those are good.
I like
Look,
those.
the non-tangle.
not tangled. You
else
have
has
a
a
question?
Yeah, Richard, what was your favorite place that you've ever taken Little Kev to?
Oh, my favorite place I ever took Lil Kev.
I forgot about little Kev.
Who's Lil Kev?
Who's
Kevin
Lil
Love?
Kev? He's like
You
a,
never knew
he's
Lil
like
Kev?
he's like a.
I didn't watch y'all. I didn't do anything
That's
that
Lil
had
Kev.
to do with the Cavs.
So that's Lil Kev. Lil
Oh,
Kev
he got that picture in his locker.
Yeah, Kevin has a.
I was wondering. I'm like, damn, that looks just like him. That is funny.
So the year we won it, right? There was a picture like that, and it was in a magazine, and we started. I ripped it out, and we were kind of making fun of Kevin because we said it looked like Kev.
Yeah.
So I ripped it out, and then I just started taking it everywhere with me. And I might have laminated it, and I might have started like talking to it. Right?
Yo, he would go to Starbucks,
Yeah,
get it a banana.
yeah.
Get it?
There was.
Yeah.
I was doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And no lie, like I was this close to bringing little Kev to this thing tonight because I still have him. He's a part of Cleveland history at this point in time. But the best place I ever took little Kev, I've taken him to clubs. Right,
Oh,
I've
this
taken him
is
to
true.
clubs.
Wait a
before.
second. What?
This is true.
I have.
You know
100%.
people, okay, so like people like IT who had no clue or have no clue who Little Kev is. When you walk into a club, what do they say
Well,
to
no,
you?
I don't like walk into it like this, like everybody with my hands
Wouldn't
up, like
surprise
telling
me.
everybody like little Kev is here. But no, I just like I'll take him to a club mainly because so I can Snapchat it, and then I'll put him up against something, and then I'll like Snapchat all the music and all this, and then I'll like go to him, and it just like I like bob his head a little bit, right? And it was just honestly more than anything, like it was just something that was so absurd and so funny that like our team, like you've seen this, right? And Channing was one of the people, like Channing had a huge impact on our team when he came here 2 years ago because our team had so much pressure, right? Like guys wanted to win, guys wanted to be successful. And so like when Channing got here, like Kevin be like, man, all I do is shoot threes, right? And then Channing gets here and is like, man, it's amazing. All we do is shoot threes, right? and so then like it kind of changed Kevin's mentality. He was like, yo, it is kind of great that like I get to get a lot of open looks and blah blah blah, and if this is what I get to do to contribute to a great team, and it was like little mentality changes that helped our team. So when I started doing stupid stuff and our teammates thought it was funny, right? Like I just kept it going, and then Lil Kev was born. Right? You guys don't fully
That's what's
understand
up.
Lil Kev. It's a long story.
There'll be
but
something that happens this year. I don't know what it was last year.
something that happens.
It was road tripping.
Oh, dang, it was road tripping.
It was road tripping. Yeah, that's what happened.
There'll be something that, like,
Who thought of
all
the
of
name?
us.
Who thought the name road tripping?
We have to give proper credit. I actually thought about this the other day.
Who?
Tad Carper, PR.
Oh, yeah.
Did he really come up with the name?
He did. He came up when we were in. Actually,
Can we never
our-
say his name again? Though
Wow.
it was me. No, I'm kidding. No, I know Tad's our guy. Yeah, he came up with the name.
Yeah, we were sitting in San Francisco. Our first episode we
Kill.
dropped was Golden State.
Yeah.
Golden State game in January.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were the first ones to ever randomly do a podcast in the middle of the season, and it wasn't easy because that first month we might have gone like 2-7. So everybody was like,
literally the podcast was the reason why they were losing.
Oh yeah, it was like I think it was February. We had an awful month. Like it was bad. Like Kyle got traded. We had some injuries and we were on the road the entire time.
JR was hurt.
Kevin was hurt. Kevin got hurt. He tore he had to have like knee surgery or had to have something with his knee. We were banged up. We were all over the place, and we decided like, hey, let's like talk about things. And that was it was a bad idea.
I'm curious. Are you guys, you two?
Did
you like
say
to talk?
People?
No, I said you two. Good try. You guys like to talk trash on the floor, right? So Channing has this thing where he kind of talks trash to people via social media.
Oh.
With his Snapchat, for instance.
Yeah. I don't really listen. If you got a joke, say a joke. But if you start cussing at me or talking mess, I'm going to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about you or I'm going to talk about your mama. So that's just me. Right? Somebody goes,
I don't talk trash.
Listen.
You don't talk
I
trash.
can't
You guys
wait.
don't get into that on social media?
I just give them the hating hours. Hating hours.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's hard.
Hating hours are Monday through Friday
It's so much.
from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's closed on weekends.
Closed on weekends.
So you can hate all that time, but on the week, like now, you can't hate this Saturday and Sunday.
How long have you been doing the hate now?
Nah, I just did that this year.
Don't do it nonstop.
Yeah, I like that.
It takes a lot.
That should be a T-shirt.
It definitely.
Yeah, that's hard.
All these damn
That's
T-shirts.
I winked at everybody because I didn't know who I was supposed to wink at to get something free.
Yeah, I think that's a great.
Okay, there we go. There you go. I didn't see you.
Yeah.
Hey,
IT,
I like your shirt.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you a 8 hours shirt. 8 hours, weekends off. That's
we
done.
need that.
Consider that shit
That's
done.
so tight
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
We need that.
It's not stuff, Channing. Because look, there's only 4 letters. Stuff has more than that.
Okay, next question.
What is your favorite and least favorite player you go up against every season?
Who do you like and who do you dislike?
Your
me?
favorite
Favorite
player
player
and
to go
least
with?
favorite player to go up against.
I want to talk to y'all, man. They hear our
Favorite player?
voices a lot.
Somebody who doesn't feel like playing any defense. So I get a lot of J's up. Least favorite?
Someone that stands in the corner. Not Kyle Korver.
My favorite player.
Not Kyle Korver. The way he moves.
Person that in which you can line them up, or a person that
You know what? It's more defenses, though. It's more personnel for me. Like, to be honest, if you got a big guy, well, I'm like, look, I'm going to get good sleep. If you got guys under 6'7", I'm like, well, that's cool for Channing. Let's go ahead somewhere else. But, if you got a big guy, I'm like, oh, yeah, what's goody?
I like going against like old college teammates, like Jimmy Butler. Used to be Dwayne Wade. We all went to the same college, so I used to like going up.
So there's only 3 of you guys. That's sad.
Yeah.
What? Oh, man.
Wow. Shots fired.
Dang, that's cool, Marquette. It's
Now
like,
we got a football team.
are y'all Division I?
I'm 1-0 against Marquette. I know that. I knocked them out of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
My bad.
We
Those are
went
good
to
ones.
Marquette
My
and
fault.
beat Marquette.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I lived in Milwaukee and I never
Wait,
went
is
to
Marquette Division I still?
Next question.
Right here.
Good.
So you guys said that you play video games. Like, who do you play as when you play NBA 2K?
Who do you
He
play?
plays himself.
Look, no. This
For
year,
sure.
I play with the Cavs. I'm
Yeah,
finally
you do
good
that
at
every
game.
time.
No.
Every
Before,
time,
hey,
bro.
man, stop hating.
You play against
Stop hating. It's
yourself.
the weekend. Man, stop hating.
Tell the quit hating.
Nah. Before, like the years before in 2K, I never played with my character in there because
Oh, I killed myself.
I couldn't finish at the rim. I couldn't shoot on anybody. I always got the shot blocked, and that's not realistic. So, I used to play as I can't say who.
I respect
I
that.
can't tell you that. But now I play the Cavs. I play with the
You
Cavs.
used to play at Golden State, didn't you? You used to play at Golden State.
No.
Who was it?
Nah,
No,
man.
don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm
Don't
not
say
gonna
it.
say it.
If he's not on our team, it don't matter.
Yeah, they now.
I play with the Cavs now because
That's all that
matters.
I'm on the team first off, and I mean the team's pretty good. Yeah.
Right here. The other question.
So you got traded.
Are you talking to me? Wow.
Dang, did I? Hold on now.
No dinner or drinks first? You're just going to go right there? What's going on, man?
So into might waive you. Where do you think you're gonna end up? Do you think you're?
Where do I think I'm going to end up? I'm going to say this, man. No matter what, like I've been so fortunate, again, like my early years in New Jersey and then obviously my connection here. Like, my son was born here. Like I have a guy now, a little fella. I'm probably going to post a video. I've been thinking about my little son, little Richard. He loves the Cavs, right? And he's only 2.5. And like I said, I had a little boy that was born here. So I'm always going to be connected to Cleveland. And this will be regardless of what happens the next year or the next 2 years.
Is that tax purposes? Or
yeah,
like,
full tax purposes.
Cleveland, they're hooking it up now.
I'll always be connected to
Definitely.
Cleveland, but I don't know where I'm going to end up, man. And LeBron played a speech of Steve Jobs, right? And I think we've talked about this before. There was a speech that Steve Jobs did at I think Stanford graduation, and it talked about the connecting dots looking forward. And it's hard to connect the dots when you're looking forward. But when you look back on your life, you're like, oh, okay, this might not have been where I wanted to go, or this might not have been what I wanted to happen, but look at all the things that transpired because of it. Like, I was supposed to go back to Dallas, and because DeAndre Jordan canceled on them, I talked to Mark Cuban, who's one of the best owners in all of sports, and I was like, Mark, I'm at the end of my career. If you guys would have got DeAndre Jordan, I would have come back. But since you guys aren't going to be where you guys need to be, politely, can you let me out? And he let me out, which led to me coming to Cleveland. Now, had DeAndre Jordan gone there, I would have never come back to Cleveland, right? Had he stayed with his commitment. Had I retired after winning a championship, we wouldn't have road tripping, right? So it's always tough to look at things going forward. So I don't know where I'm going to go, but I do have a belief that wherever I go, it's going to be where I'm supposed to be at that time.
Oh,
how was that? Was that heartfelt?
That was good.
That was sweet.
That was sweet. Thanks, IT. Thanks, man. Are you okay, man? Need something to sit on?
I just need to stand up,
Where was you need something to sit on that help?
Look at it.
Yeah.
Baldy.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Yo. No. Of course. Go ahead, man.
This one for IT, though. How many games is it going to take for the Cavs to win the finals?
I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I'm not going to. I know you ain't going to give me on that one.
just say 4.
The question was how
Just
many
say
games
Well, we got to
will it
win
take
4.
Oh, you got to win 4.
You got
then.
to win 4
to win the finals.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. Yeah, mathematically,
Thank
it's
you.
impossible to win. But 3.
True.
I was just repeating the question.
Oh, okay, thanks. I'm sorry.
Yep.
These 3 talk about movies all the time. What's your guys' favorite movies?
Favorite movies?
My favorite movie is Scarface.
Oh.
Oh,
Are you a movie watcher?
What'd you say?
Do you like watching movies?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, sir.
I watch a lot. What'd you say?
You're so hood, dog.
I know.
You're
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Ruggish bone, dog.
I know. I don't know why.
Don't pay attention to him.
Don't.
I don't
your
really
favorite
watch movies. So.
Snow White?
Oh, join the club.
Rudy.
They said Rudy.
That's so disrespectful.
6 Man. That was a
That's pretty good.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good
I mean,
one.
I would go with He Got Game. That's my. I like that. I'll go with that.
Allie's never seen any of those movies.
No.
Have you seen He Got Game, 6 Man, or Rudy?
No.
Aren't you a basketball player?
Scarface?
That's what I'm saying, a full
I have
basketball
not
player.
seen that.
I don't watch movies.
Oh, I don't either.
I've never even heard of Scarface. Is
Oh, no, don't say
that
that.
bad? Edit.
Damn.
Edit.
What? No.
That was bad. Yeah.
Look at Jay. Look at Jay.
Jay, don't hold it against
No.
me. Don't do
I sent you and Channing that thing on Snapchat
Damn.
that had the #1 movie lines
Oh, that
of
was
all
on there?
time. It
See, that's
was
the
the
thing, it's
#1 movie line. It was like, say hello to my little friend. That was the #1. That's from Scarface.
But you send me lines and they don't have the names with them, the movies.
Well, it's under the assumption that most human beings know. That's why. They don't need to do movie, year, and total gross. They just go, here's the line from this movie that you should know.
I'm sorry. I
That's
don't
okay.
watch movies.
We understand.
We understand.
An important question, though, that we've been getting since last night
Since last night.
is the future of road tripping.
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't do
Okay,
nothing.
do you
I
guys-
literally
this is
come
your
on.
first time experiencing road tripping.
Yeah.
Do
This
you
is
think
nice.
it should? Yeah.
Well, no, this is not road tripping.
This,
Like,
yeah.
I was about to say, this is like
Oh,
this.
I was like,
How about this?
Normally it
Put
takes-
the
Come
walls
on,
right
road
there,
trip.
and
Yeah.
then take this table, and then us in a room.
Typically-
Normally
Yeah.
it takes place in a hotel room with these bottles of wine, and then just like Rafa, Channing, Allie, no longer myself, and then whoever like comes in. So it's more of a chill.
Oh,
there you
okay,
go,
okay.
IT. There you go.
But we usually listen.
Are you going to do it?
that to these people.
No. Jay, no. You
What?
can't do it every day. You can't do it every day. That's not IT's thing. That's too much talking. Look, we do it before we go to dinner. So it's like it'll be 45 minutes. So like, let's say there's a football game, or let's say it's like Super Bowl. We come in, we talk about the Super Bowl. What you think? Bada bing, bada boom. Have a few glasses of adult beverages. Go to dinner. It's all good.
Yeah, I can be a special guest on a regular.
Okay,
Yeah.
On the
that's
regular?
all we need.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, one thing that
I do some paid appearances on here.
Right, you did. That's good work.
Come on.
No, you. No, I'm being serious.
No. You're only here for the free
I'm being
stuff too.
serious. See,
Right.
okay, so going back, the best thing about this is that it allows fans an insight on you guys on the
Right.
team that they will never get, right? Like they can do sideline hits, they can follow your social media, they can follow this, but just to kind of sit down and see you interact with people, that's something that fans will never get to truly see, especially in a relaxed environment. This isn't the most relaxed environment, but in a hotel room when you're just cracking jokes on game 58 and it's a 4-game road trip and you're bored sitting in Orlando, that's when people get to kind of find out like who you are.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a charity or something that you're passionate about, if you're going through some stuff like, Channing, went through, some things last year where, his mom and dad both passed away. Like your mom recently passed away, like your sister. And it's like these fans connect to us because we all go through it. But it's like a social media post doesn't
It's
just do
unfiltered.
it. Yeah, a social media post and just like, I miss this person doesn't just do it. So to sit down sometimes with your teammates and just let people know what you're going through, I think this is why I think it's good, and I think more teams should do it, is because it does have a positive effect on the players because you connect, but it also has a positive effect on the fans because the fans get to see guys and get to know guys on a different level.
Right.
It's different when a dude that you don't talk to on a daily basis asks you a question. But like, I'm never going to ask you a question about something I know you're sensitive about. So I might ask something
That's
that I'm
not true.
curious about.
That's not true.
When have I ever asked you
That
sensitive
is
questions?
not true.
I feel like my questions are very thoughtful and
You asked 2 questions in an hour period. That's not hard to
you
do.
guys talk. It's not about me today.
It's never about you.
It's true. Very true.
I asked Allie. I was like, Allie. I was like, hey, we're gonna do a road trip, or we're doing the road trip, and I was like, who should the guest be? And she was like, you.
Yeah.
Right? Like she thinks she's funny.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
He's walking around laughing and joking and making this very, funny, this situation. So I had to play
This
along.
is very funny.
It is very
It's not
funny.
Guys, he's 50. Like at some point,
everybody
it
wants
has
to
to end.
Everybody wants to
Listen,
laugh. Like,
look,
that's funny.
Robert Parrish eventually retired. Richard, he gotta. Sometimes he gotta go. Look, he might come back.
Sometimes what you bring to the table just transcends the game, man. It's so much more fun.
Richard, of all people, who are you talking to about this? Listen. Look, everybody shoots threes nowadays, right? Listen, we're all
No, man. This is fun, man. We've been so blessed to do this job, and there's going to be ups and downs and hiccups throughout. But at the end of the day, like, we made it, right? Like, we can be mad about things, and like I could be frustrated, and like I said, like, this isn't the worst trade I've had. Like I said, I had a kid that was like 10 years old tell me I got traded for the first time for my first team. Not Mark Cuban, not somebody that you respect. So it's like,
Oh, you don't respect my man? He paid money to go to your camp.
I don't even know the kid's name anymore. Okay, right?
I would have took a picture with him.
I don't even know. That was so long ago. But yeah, man, it's just something that we deal with. But it is funny, man. Like, I wasn't going to sit in the locker room and pout because that might be the last time that I sit on the floor and can crack jokes with you guys.
Exactly.
Or I might sit on the floor and crack jokes with this clown or Kyle Korver or like support like Jetty or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
How about
Like,
last night? I think I'm the only one that noticed this. You were a starter, and I think you were still out there because it was in the first half. Do you remember when Ty was like mass sub 5?
Man, he kept going. Jetty kept going to the. Oh,
No, how about when Richard stood up and acted like he was going?
I did see that.
You saw that?
See that.
I was like, I'm going to get with it. Oh, no, not me.
Continued to proceed out to the floor.
I did see that.
Yo, they came and told me before the game, and everyone's like, hey, Channing, Richard's got traded. I said, Oh shit! Okay, cool. Like, I mean, let me get because I'm thinking.
Yeah, Shane was like, man, have you seen his house in Manhattan Beach?
Look, everybody act like you're dying.
He is gonna be fine.
He's been in the NBA 20 years. He's good. He is good. Trust me. Look,
they just want you to have. So they just want you to have a sentimental moment. Man.
Right. And you know what? I have not got one interview all preseason. You leave and they come to me. I said, is this basketball questions because I started tonight or because of Richard? And somebody goes, because of Richard. I was like, I'm cool, homie. I'm cool. Get it going, man. Get it going.
No, man. I hopefully you guys keep this going because like you see all these fans are here. They don't really care about me or Channing because we're idiots. They just more care about road tripping because it gives them an insight on the team, and it's something that has never in history of the NBA and the history of sports
trademark.
Been done. Trademark. No, it's never been done before. Like to just have guys sit and crack jokes. Like obviously it'll be a little bit more intimate or more chill when it's just like us in a hotel or you guys in a hotel. So hopefully you guys keep this going. Channing he's still the toughest guest we ever get. But if you guys are into it, yeah, we can make
it's up to Allie. Allie's the host now.
You don't think we can get a paid appearance for you?
Allie's the host now.
What do you need for us to have you on here?
I don't need anything.
Look, guess what? We're going to get you something free.
I don't need nothing.
You won't have to pay for nothing.
Oh, I'm good with the free stuff.
Free room service.
Oh, yeah.
Allie. Oh, we're good.
No, I'm good with the free. I go anywhere.
You guys have
free.
kids mediums for...
I'm a kid's large.
Kids large for IT.
You get all the sneakers.
Yeah. Do you have any onesies?
Do you wear that stuff IT when you go to Sky Zone and you jump around on that bad hip of yours?
Yeah, how's the hip?
The hip is good, man. It's getting there. Yeah.
I see the exercise.
Y'all see me in there. Y'all see me.
Slight jaw. He had a semi-lather the other day. Yo, what's up,
semi-lather?
A bead of sweat came down his head. I said, "Oh, you working today, boy? You working? You doing something?"
All right, before we close out, one final point.
Okay.
If you guys can, obviously preseason is behind us. The season starts on Tuesday.
It does?
But, yeah.
Not for you.
You're going to have a home yet?
You see this guy? You see what I have to deal with?
He threw the lob. I mean,
but with that said,
James tries to keep it.
Yeah. Because I know how y'all two are.
Right. Oh, man. Hey, man, did you win a game in practice today?
Go ahead. Finish it up.
With that said, obviously the roster, it wasn't full. It wasn't healthy the entire preseason. Can you just give the fans that are here, those that are listening, one insight into what you guys felt you guys were able to accomplish over the last couple weeks of training camp as we get ready?
Obviously, there's a lot of new faces that came in. And we're just trying to gel as a group and trying to get the camaraderie together and try to build each and every day in practice. We had our fair share of battles in practice against one another. And I got RJ going on.
Oh, yeah, he got me going a little bit.
I got him mad one day in practice.
He was talking for the next 10 minutes.
No, he started talking to me. I started posting up. He's like, stay home. What? Yeah.
But we just try to get us all on the same page moving forward. It's going to be a long year, we know. But we'll be ready for it, whatever tasks come at head. So,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is I watch summer practice, so
you watch a lot of practice.
I watch a lot, which I'm cool with.
Hold on, real quick. Do we have any preview we got out there? Can we let some more people in? Because these people. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I think some of these people we're gonna let them in because we're almost done.
Right. So. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the greatest, smartest team I've ever been on in my entire career. I've been on some great teams. I've been on a championship team. I think when I know where everybody's gonna get to by December, January, February, so it's like if everybody just takes a little sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? If everybody breaks that bread to each other, we're gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
And then your boy going to get some early 4 quarter minutes, right? And we're going to be all good, right? And I just think, for the fans, just embrace it. It's not going to be pretty, especially at the beginning, because we have so many guys trying to figure out, how much to do, how little to do. You have guys who've been doing something for 10, 12, 14 years. Yeah. Now they're like, oh, dang, I'm playing with another MVP candidate, playing with another MVP candidate, playing with 3 other All-Stars. So that's not normal. So,
thanks, fam.
What? Oh.
He said what?
So just embrace this. Like, roll with us. Like, be who you guys are, and I think everyone's going to embrace it like you see it. And everyone's going to love it, and it's going to be an amazing year, man. It's going to be something for the history books.
How ready are all of you for season to get started? We want to give a shout out to Homage, of course, our partners in all of this. It's one of the best t-shirt companies, swag companies around. They have so much gear in here. They just came out with their Cavs gear. Obviously, a lot of Road Trippin' swag is in here as well. So check them out online, in stores. We can't thank you, the fans, enough for coming out and spending time with these guys. For Isiah, Jay Crowder, Richard Jefferson.
Thank you.
Chowder. White, not red.
This is amazing.
There's a good look forward to it. You have fun?
This is dope.
Yeah, it's chill, right?
Easy.
Yeah, so
Easy.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys keep it going while I'm gone. And I
up
promise
to
you
Allie.
this, wherever I go, it's contingent on them allowing me to do road tripping wherever I go. So I'll keep it moving. So
Richard, we love you.
Oh,
yeah.
So sweet.
That's another edition of Road Trippin'. I'm your host. Hey Road Trippin' fans, don't forget, we are working with a t-shirt company that you may have seen around, Homage. They're the ones that are responsible for LeBron's Ultimate Warrior shirt and many of the college designs you see on tees. As they pay homage to great moments in sports and inspiring stories, go check out their NBA Jam tees at homage.com. You're sure to be inspired and will get a kick out of their special design of Richard and Channing. Get them while they're still in stock at homage.com.